I just wanted to get my thoughts out on this new fixed TF2 instead of save TF2 2 Electric Boogaloo, like I think it should have been called. But so the bots have been a huge problem even before I came back to playing TF2 in like 2020. But when I came back, I was also still only playing community servers, so I never really noticed. Honestly, the only time I play casual is when we're all in the lobby together on Discord and we're all just goofing around. And even then, it's only limited to Scream Fortress and like Smith. As someone who stayed up overnight in the Central Standard Time in America, sometimes I try to play TF2 late at night. And I mean like midnight to technically morning, right? Like 3 a.m. Because that's when I used to work and I'd stay up still. And I kept it that way for a long time, even though I got laid off. I used to work third shifts, so I would just stay up basically until like 3 or 4 a.m. And then I'd come home, fall asleep, do it all again the next day. But yeah, when you're up that late, where most of the players in the US have actually gone to bed, and you want to join casual, and community servers are usually slowed down, probably less than 12 players at a time there, unless it's a weekend, you know? That's when I would really notice the bots if I really wanted to play TF2 that night. You know, sometimes people would leave Discord that, you know, they have to go to bed, they have to go to work or something. Their sleep schedules and as screwed up as mine. And I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I would just go play casual, throw on a podcast or some music and do that for almost the rest of my night. And that's when I would notice the bots. And honestly, I didn't see it as the biggest problem, considering I usually got thrown into EU servers, and I thought that was actually more annoying than bots for a long time. But as I started playing more and more with people in casual, I realized, holy crap, this is a big issue. Because in my time away from TF2, I actually never kept up with it, as in to know what updates came, or in this case didn't come usually. And I didn't know that the bots were such a huge problem. Even now, when I play, they're not really a problem for me. But I know it affects a lot of people who do play the game. Most players of TF2 aren't going to community servers like they used to. For those who don't know, Quick Play used to throw you into community servers and Valve servers. As long as your server had the right settings on, you were thrown into the same casual queue. Casual as we know it now, but it was called Quick Play before. I mean, that's how I found one of my first servers that I stayed on forever. Back in like middle school to high school, I used to only play like on fire-powered servers and trade on a few other servers, of course. So like I said, when I came back, I immediately just went straight to community servers because that's what I knew and loved. It's always nice joining the same place over and over again, meeting people, eventually conversating with them, and then joining TeamSpeak, or in this case now, Discord with them, and just getting to know each other, being friends, over a shared and loved game that's as popular as TF2 is, and undying as TF2 is. And I think that's something that's really great about video games. It's just, and it's not exclusive to TF2, of course, but that's something really powerful about video games, is that you can meet people through them over a shared passion. In this case, TF2. Some people might make friends through COD, or Minecraft even. I've done through almost all of them. CSGO and Valorant if you're one of those freaks. Yeah, TF2 is like a timeless masterpiece. Like, the mechanics still feel good, even to this day, compared to some other shooters. The sheer uniqueness of the combination of weapons and loadouts and playstyles endlessly bring people back, obviously including me, and probably you since you're watching this. If you are watching this and you don't play TF2, honestly, maybe give it a try anyways. The bots are a major issue, and there are ways around it, but for the vast majority of players, it's an unending tide of racism and spam that no one wants to hear when they're playing one of their favorite games. So yeah, the casual bot problem isn't a problem for me directly, but that doesn't mean I don't care about the people who do play the game and are affected by this. After hearing about the multiple people who are harassed by the bot hosters, I just have to say, I hope they get what's coming to them, and whatever that is, let karma decide, right? I know like all the big name YouTubers are in together talking about trying to fix TF2 by directly speaking with Valve through this signed petition and sending in letters and all that. But just like a reminder for people who might go off the rails and jump the gun a little bit, remember that there's a real person working on the game, or at least a few people, I think. still fixing some of the stuff behind the scenes and making sure it works for a new generation of players and map makers even. That's not to say everything's been perfect, but they're also an outside contractor from Valve doing the work for Valve that in all honesty, they should have done years ago. Like, yes, Valve has the right to drop an IP and work on a new one or even reinforce existing ones and come out with new games. But if they're going to have a virtual economy linked to real money in the real world, I think they should be able to protect the player base. And honestly, as someone who's a still new content creator, I'm not hopeful looking at what Valve has done so far. Like, yes, it's nice what we've gotten so far, but the fact that the bots are still overwhelmingly affecting people doesn't bring me hope in making like a really good video for the game. I guess mini shout out to myself here. I'm basically finishing up a Helldivers 2 video, and after that I'll do one more TF2 video, but after that, I'm not sure I want to actually work on TF2 videos anymore. Like, yes, I see people actually making good videos based on TF2, but I don't want to be shackled down to a game that actually will not get huge updates and bring hype to the community and to the greater PC gaming audience that hasn't experienced TF2 like any of us have. But yeah, Valve has a responsibility to protect the people who are investing in this game still to this day, from the bots, from regular players, and yes, even YouTubers who are just trying to protect the regular players and make their playtime more enjoyable. No one wants to come home after a day of work, join into a server full of bots that just spam slurs at you and make the game basically feel unplayable. And I don't mean just for US players, because I hear Oceania and Asian servers actually get some of the worst of it all. So this isn't me saying I quit TF2 or anything. This is me saying, hey, I agree with what these guys are doing, and I think everyone should pay attention to this and get the word out as much as possible. And maybe if this little video reaches someone bigger and they can spread the word to people outside of TF2, then hey, I've done something. But at the end of the day, I just want to see this gaming community thrive and grow because it's just so fun being here and there's so much fun to still be had.